Hi there, Year 10. This is Mr. Taylor. Just wanted to show you the template that we have for the music industry exam preparation. I'm trying to give you something as generalized as possible that we can work with over different areas of our topic focus. However, there might be some changes I make to this as we go along because some areas of our topic might not quite work for everything. But just an example, to help you get going. The first area that I'm going to look at for you this week is venues for live performance. Okay, so you would locate to your Show My Homework folder or drive that I've sent everything through, and you'll be able to find this PDF file. I'll make sure I give it to you in a Word format as well, so that you can edit this. So what I would do is I'll type in my topic focus here, call it live venues, and then we can start going from there. We can think about different examples to see what you know about live venues. Now, I am an avid gig goer, so I would write in places like the O2 in London, and that's a large venue. But I might also think of some smaller spaces where we have very specific types of music. Places like Chinnery's in Southend, which your parents might know. Doesn't have the apostrophe. Chinnery's in Southend. There's lots of smaller places in London as well, but the O2 is a good example that I think you probably all know. And what we're then going to look at is trying to get some examples in terms of photos. I would like to see more examples by name. You can research these. In terms of photos, I can just go online and I could look at somewhere like the O2 gig venue, and then I could see in images, and I've got something like this, very large space. Okay, some of you might have been to the O2 before, but not to watch music. You might have been to see something else like tennis or basketball. So I can just add that to my page here. I can make it smaller. I could always write down on there what it is so we're clear as to what the picture is actually representing. So I've got like the O2 London, O2 London. But then if you take a look at, computer just went out there. If we actually go back into Google and looked up something like Chinnery's, you can see here that is the front of Chinnery's, and this is sort of the size of the venue itself. Let's try and find a picture. There you go. So that's a good example of the sort of size of the audience area that we've got here. Not everything you're doing will be, in terms of your topic focus, will require you to break down like the different types of companies that you're getting. They'll just be a different company but doing the same thing. For example, publishers, they all do publishing. It's just that there are different companies that do the same publishing business. So there is Chinnery's as an example. Okay. The parts that are really important come under your describe, sort of and explain area, your comparison and justify. This builds up your knowledge to prepare you for the longer exam questions that you might get asked. They could be on any part of your any topic area. We just have to prepare for all of them. So for the live venue, I could say something like live. Why is that doing that? I'll change that later. Live venues are designed for music or as multi-purpose spaces. You could then explain that by giving an example of what you mean. For example, festivals are often in large spaces like parks, whereas heavy metal music may be performed at specific venues for that type of music. What this means is that you would be unlikely to find sort of a music venue for heavy metal music that would then on a different night be playing like DJ sets, because you get a certain type of people that will go to that venue. To compare it, we could say how the large venue looks state of the art with high-tech equipment and sort of better seating arrangement. But then on the other hand, the smaller venue could be more appealing to people who want to get up close and personal to the band. Of getting up close to the band. Okay. Think of other things as to reasons why you would go to a big venue and why you go to a small venue. There's no issue with asking your parents these things if you haven't been to a gig before, but just to justify some of this and link it to other areas of the industry, we could say how more successful bands, like people like Ed Sheeran, used to play at small places like Chinnery's, but now plays at the O2. More successful bands will, maybe in a good term to use, will graduate to bigger venues as their fan base grows. Why would Ed Sheeran miss out on the opportunity of playing somewhere like the O2 when he has 50,000 people who will want to go and see him? If he has that many people who want to see him, he'll want to get as many people into one gig as possible. Surely it costs more money to play more gigs at one small venue than do one gig at one big venue. So you could say like bigger venues as their fan base grows. If a band is big enough, it will make more money playing at the bigger venues rather than playing multiple gigs at smaller venues. Okay, for those of you out there, some of the boys might be football fans. You could take this, think about how football teams expand their stadiums to get more of the crowd in, more atmosphere, and more money is being made. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for you to do for this first lesson, and then as we go on, I'll review it to see if I need to give you any more help in terms of other topic areas. Please try not to use the London's O2 and Chinnery's at Southend. I'd like you to come up with some of your own examples, okay?